Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to OpenProfit. This is the program where we open your business profit. My name is Israel Raphael. I'm a product development specialist and this is episode 11 of this particular program. I've been running this for a while and then I stopped to focus on business, but I'm picking it back up again. Now, meanwhile, on the YouTube channel, OpenProfit YouTube channel, you're going to find the other 10 videos, the last 10 episodes that I did. They are up there, uploaded, so that's it for you. All right, so quickly, we're going to get into the business of the night, not wasting any much time. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about enterprise outcomes in the accelerated digital economy. There's a lot of talk out there about the new economy, the new normal, and all of the stuff that people are saying. There's nothing new. There's no new economy. There's no new normal. It's just really nice sounding as a buzzword being thrown around, and it's fascinating right now. But when you research, when you look deep down into it, which is what people like us do, there is no new normal. There's no new economy, whatever. It's just an acceleration of an already existing economy that has been in play for centuries, right? So, not wasting time, tonight is enterprise outcomes in the accelerated digital economy. My name is Israel Raphael. I think I've said that before. Okay, so let's just get to the business of the day. The first things first. What rights do I have to speak to you about economy? If you're just joining or just getting to know me, just seeing my face for the first time, then I have to introduce myself. So let me summarize it this way. I've worked with over 500 businesses, especially in Africa, a few in Europe over the last 5 years. Yes, 5 years. And I have helped my clients to net over 3 billion in profits. So I like to say that I think I know a thing or two about money and business and products. And what I've been doing for them is build products that last, legacy products, okay? So that's what I've been doing, spending my time in research, spending lots of time in research, lots of time, lots of energy, lots of money, building that portfolio repertoire in research and consulting in product development. And for some of the world's brightest minds, some of the world's biggest corporations I have had the privilege of them being my clients, of working with them. So fantastic stuff. Right, let's get to the matter of the day. This whole thing about the new economy, about the new normal and the uncertainty that it brings for a lot of people, it's not new. You've got to just look back in history and you find that a lot of times in the past before there have been situations like that. And those who were smart enough to look at the trends and say, okay, when this happened, how did the market respond? How did people respond, right? We're able to draw a fine line between cause and effect, events and outcome, right? So what I want to be sharing with you is a couple of things that you want to look out for that will be happening. A lot of people are uncertain about what's going to happen in the market. A lot of people are uncertain about the outcomes, the economic outcomes. How should they position themselves? How should they position their businesses? So I'll be sharing a few things that will help you to focus, to bring your business setup into the right frame, okay? That's what this particular program is all about. This webinar, that's what it's all about. All right, so if you're in a difficulty or you anticipate difficulty or you're a bit afraid about how this is going to turn up, listen, we understand that it's a massive global shift. But if you know what to do, if you understand what to do, if you understand the science and the times, then you will not be worried about any of that. So in this session, we're going to see a lot of superior intelligence that's better than what you get out there in the market commonly, all right? Right, let's begin by looking at some of the big economic drivers for the accelerated economic system. Now, what does accelerated economic system mean, or accelerated digital economy? It simply means that everything that has been in terms of how the economy works and innovation is going to accelerate. It's going to move now at a very rapid pace. And so because of that, a lot of people who aren't able to keep up will feel left behind or lost out of the action, not able to get their share of the economic pie. So what you want to do is pay attention and focus, because I'm going to go really quickly. The first thing that's a major driver for the economic shift or the accelerated digital economy is entertainment and education. You need a business model that presents your proposition value, your value proposition through educational content as well as entertainment content. Now, this sounds cliche, but see, when you get down to it, you discover that this is really technical to pull off. For instance, if you're in the legal profession, how do you go about bringing entertainment value or educational value to what you do? That's your challenge. If you are there and you need help, then you have to consult me, because I ain't giving that away for free. But I'm just saying that that's a model that you have to build your business around because of the audience. For instance, Africa has the youngest audience in the world. What do you think young people want to look at? What do you think they want to view online? Right? Let's not waste too much time about that. Number 2, e-commerce. Digitize your product. No matter what it is possible to digitize that product, to bring it into the digital space. If it's a service, it's possible to bring it into the digital space as an app, a web app, a mobile app, whatever kind of app, whatever type of setup. Even the process, even manufacturing can be brought into the digital space in a limited way. Some parts of it can be digitized, and then the other parts that remain, because I mean, there's certainly no way you can put a kitchen on the internet. You cannot virtually cook food. People need to eat that food, all right? So that's it. And number 3, digital marketing. Whether as an entrepreneur, as a designer, an app builder, a platform seller, a marketer, whatever, every aspect of digital marketing is going to be highly profitable in the years to come. It's going to be a big one, right? So you want to pay attention to that, how you're taking advantage of that aspect of the economy. Number 4, business intelligence, data science, analytics, data analytics. This is going to be the backbone of a lot of big business in the years to come, in the days to come. So the question you want to ask yourself is, how are you developing competence around data, around analytics? Do you understand how that works? I mean, Google Analytics is a very, very basic way to grow your competence and your understanding of that. But ultimately, companies want to make more profit. They want to have more market share. And they want to do that intelligently. They want to know what people are thinking. They want to know what people are checking out on the internet. They want to know what their target audience is about, what they want, what they like, their habits, their lifestyle. They want to know all of these things. And if you're into analytics, then you can take advantage of that because you're going to be in high demand. Number 5, AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, virtual reality, augmented reality. These are the next biggest business drivers. You know why? I'll tell you why, but just before then, I read about an agency that's organizing tourist trips via virtual reality. Now, can you beat that? Tourist trips to foreign destinations, wherever it is you want to go, as long as it's within their portfolio. But virtual reality, you don't actually physically go there, but you have the experience, and it's obviously looks like it's going to become a buzz. And the point about that is that it could easily be the next big thing, you know, and knowing how to take advantage and position your business ahead in terms like that, in terms of applying those kinds of tools. 5G, 6G, 7G technology is going to come out really fast. In fact, it is out already. It's going to be full spread, okay, over the course of the decade. How are you going to take advantage of that? How are you going to take advantage of that? You need to consider the fact that that is going to cause broadband to be many, many, many times faster. And that in turn means it's going to open up a lot more geographical areas to technology, right? So that means the opportunity to bite into a larger share of the global, business or the global market. And that's very, very important. So think about this. For instance, you're an artist. For instance, Emmanuel, you're an artist. You amongst many things, you design something. You want to put it out there, but you see Some of your customers are in Rome, some of your followers are in Germany, some of them are in the US, and you want to have what's this thing called? An exhibition. How do you go about that? Virtual reality. Right, you set up an exhibition, and everyone who has the equipment of virtual reality, pretty much the the Facebook thingy. I'm forgetting the name of that equipment now, but you wear it, and then you can buy that in the market. All of your customers can buy that, right? And they attend your exhibition virtually. They have the experience of the whole thing without actually physically being there, but they still get to pay the price, right, in pounds and dollars to attend that. You could visit, the Louvre in France or in UAE, just like that. So so many things just open up when you understand the accelerated digital economy. Right now, even if you aren't digitally literate, all right, which you should do everything to be, by the way. But even if you aren't, you can key into the economy by finding someone who understands how it works and getting them to explain to you how your preferred market niche operates within the market, and then you get in as fast as possible. Of course, you can build your business along any of the lines that I've just talked about, or buy into small businesses that are providing value along those lines. So that's something that you need to think about. Sometimes people come into some money, into some capital, and they are thinking about building a business from scratch. No, that's not smart. If you find someone who's doing something that's great enough, get into a partnership, right? Buy into their business, do as much as you can to have controlling shares, to have good say in the company, and then bring your innovation to that, and then corporately build that. You stand a better chance of building something that's longer lasting. All right, let's move into other aspects. We're going to be talking about things pertaining to the 7 mountains of culture and seeing how the accelerated digital economy is going to affect those mountains. Let's look at religion, for instance. Number 1, religion. Okay, there's going to be a sharp divide and distinction between the practice of faith. 2 major groups are going to emerge. One group practices the true Christian faith, and the other will be practicing a diluted nominal version. And then there'll be a third group as well, actually. A third group that will comprise of several religions, and atheism and naturalism and humanism and all of the isms, right? Now, these guys, they will find more common grounds and agreement. So you have 3 distinct groups: the true Christians, the nominal, and the other non-Christian religions. And they're gonna have, so we're gonna have like those 3 major blocks that have their common grounds of agreement, and that common ground of agreement will bring about a convergent solidarity that will put great pressure on the expression of true Christianity, the true Christian faith. And many are going to fall away. It's going to affect the faith of a lot of people. Many are going to fall away, and but many will be purified, many will be cleansed, many will be refined by the trials that will come as a result of that emergence, so to say, of those 3 solid blocks, right? In fact, in the end of the day, the nominals and the non-Christian groups are going to come together to form like a global single block of a persecuting force. So that's going to happen. What else in this section am I going to talk about? That's pretty much it for this. Let's move over to something else, what I call the rise of the great ones. Number 2, the rise of the great ones. Now, I'm talking about the mountains of culture and how the accelerated digital economy is going to affect and interact with those mountains. So you know where you are in terms of your chosen or your calling, your purpose, in your business niche, and then you see where that fits in and know how to reposition yourself ahead of the times, okay? So, rise of the great ones. This is the time when those who know their God, right, shall be strong. Those who know Jehovah, they shall be strong and take the necessary action. They will do heroic feats. There's going to be achievements that have never before, that are never before seen or never before have been seen in the church community, whatever, English, not my first language. Anyway, so, there's going to be like serious achievements, feats that have never been seen before within the church community, within the Christian community, within the marketplace, in the heart of the marketplace. I'm telling you, there'll be an increase of enterprise inventions, that are purely supernatural, cannot be explained by education, by business schools, by academic, or whatever conventional wisdoms that are out there. So don't just watch out for that, but key into that as well. Number 3, economy. Now, in the days ahead, the superstructure of the current global economy will fail. Take this on good authority. It will fail. The superstructure of the global economy will fail in the coming years. And, economy is more than just cash in hand. It is agendas. It is power. It is resources. It is platforms for those agendas to be ministered or administered and multiplied to exercise control over people. You have to understand what an economy is. It is power, it is agendas, it is resources and platforms being administered and multiplied to exercise control over people, over systems that support human living, right? So the global economy is going to fail, and I sincerely hope that you believe what I'm saying, because it will happen. And when it happens, I don't want you to be caught in it. And that's why I'm sharing this video with you. And the only way to survive that will be, and it's going to happen some years from now, probably sooner, right? But the way to survive it will be to plug into a higher economy, and that is the economy of heaven. In another video, I'll show you how to do that, lest you think, oh, is this business, or is this religion, or is this getting religious? Or there's a very, very strong connection. In fact, you cannot separate business from worship, but not in this video. Number 4, increase in pollution, or increase of pollution. Now, there'll be massive increase of pollution across a lot of manufacturing industries. The movies and the music are also going to put out a lot of polluted, highly perverse content in both overt and covert ways. And industries are going to find more ingenious ways to circumvent existing laws and regulations and standards that obviously are being weakly enforced or not enforced at all. And of course, all of that comes with all of that comes the increase of business and pollution control. And so when you see the negatives, you also see the corresponding positives that are gonna. So in case you're in that line of business, there's hope for you. You're gonna make a lot of money in the days to come, because people are gonna do a lot of nonsense, and you're gonna be needed to fix it. All right. Number 5, entertainment censorship. I was already dabbling into this just a little bit just now. Now, both in entertainment, the censorship grading will be adjusted. When I say both entertainment, I mean both music and movies. Censorship grading will be adjusted to accommodate more risque material, more perverse material. This will lead to a rise in sexual perversion, and there'll be a consequent rising cases of mental disorders like schizophrenia, like bipolar disease, and stuff like that, depression, suicidal rates, and all of that stuff. So watch out for that and be careful. So conversely, if you're into clinical psychology, if you're into counseling, if you're into like a pastoral ministry, or those kind of ministry of helps tending towards those areas, you're going to find good economic platforms to exercise your gift and your calling and prosper, right? So now the content itself may not, in many cases, may not explain the outcomes, because, to be quite honest with you, this is spiritual, right? So it's very wise to guard and heavily censor the content that you choose. Now, another thing that's going to happen is the emergence of like clean TV, clean television, clean movie houses, clean music, and it's going to be niche focused. So there's people who are going to be building that, or are already building that, and it's going to be making a lot of money for them, because people will actually prefer that for the sanity of their minds. Right. Number 6, the health sector. Health sector is impacted currently by reduced funding, a lot of issues, poor healthcare, a lot of issues. So that industry is open for the taking, especially at the lower income and lower middle income to mid upper income levels of society. So in case that's your thing, definitely you want to go into that. The drain of medical expertise from emigration of human capital is also an issue that will, open up and unlock resources for business and micro health insurance. So you want to look into that. International bodies are going to be pumping a lot of money, right, into grants and funding for health related tech inventions and systems innovation. So if you're doing something like that, collaborating with someone to do stuff like that, fantastic move. Keep it up. Number 7, food and agribusiness sector. Now, with an explosion in continental population in Africa, and I'm speaking specifically of Africa, South America too, but this huge market demand sector is highly lucrative, and is a smart area to go into. It's a smart area to go into if you can afford it. Do the whole ecosystem, the whole food agribusiness ecosystem. If you have that kind of money, fantastic, go ahead and do that. But if you cannot, then you want to focus on one area. For instance, just food logistics. The demand in this area is huge. There's dry foods exportation. The demand in that area is huge. So like the demand vastly outweighs the supply. So you want to get into that area and be part of that value chain and make some good money for yourself. And for the things that, not for self, for the things that you've been called to support with your life. All right. So the best time to start is now. The best time to start on the decade is now. Establish dominance before market saturation happens. Very important. Number 8, government. Legislative maneuvers are going to exponentially increase. So the judicial system is going to be compromised so much that it will be unattractive to well-meaning people, to people that you describe as good people with a good heart. But that's the reason why you should get into it. Don't use that as an excuse to run. No, don't do that. Big mistake, right? It's exactly why it's a smart move for career-focused people to be headed in the direction of the legislative, of government. I'm going to talk a bit about that later, right? So, number 9, family. We're going to see the reemergence of family-owned businesses. As a matter of fact, the smart way to do business now, especially in Africa, is to build a family-owned business. This will maximize reach and minimize risk exposure. There is a trend that will aid this approach. This trend is a slow and steady return to traditional family values, but it's happening nonetheless. And it's going to bring about an emergence of closely knit family structures, which will in turn help to build family-owned businesses, which tend to last longer and better for legacy. If you're building legacy businesses, right? But this will only happen within micro communities. It's not going to be a widespread global thing, because vanity tends to vanity. I'm just going to leave it at that. So we're just going to have this happening in pockets, but that's the way to go. So if you've got a fantastic family, you have great values, you've got a great value system, then by all means, everyone needs to come together and talk about a family business and put together their ideas for the stuff that they want to do, and find common grounds where they can come together to build a family-owned business. Okay, let's quickly talk about areas of improvement for Africans and the Afro-American or the African-American community globally. One of the most powerful moves the young African can make today, and the young African-American community can make now, is to take this decade, 2020 to 2030, to pursue careers in the following areas, and I'm going to list them. Number 1, the police and the army. We have left that entire structure, that entire department, that entire sector, and we condemn everything that they're doing. But you see, we have not done well. We have not acted with wisdom. So we need to get into those places. We have 10 years, we have a decade to plan to strategically work our way into those places. And we need to do that. And we need to do that en masse. We need to train people right out of secondary school and to already begin to focus on that, right? Because right now, the people who are going to be able to take over, say, in the next 7 to 10 years, the people who are already out of college right now, or about to get into college at this particular point in time, right? Or I've got a first degree, second degree, whatever. So we're looking at ages 18 to 25. Those are the people, man. Those are the people. Teenagers, basically, up onto 25. We need to get into the sectors, put the police and the army. Number two, the judiciary. As magistrates and judges, there are lots of lawyers right now, and they're just thinking about how to make money. They're not thinking the long game. They're not thinking about the power game, right? We need to get into positions of civil power in order to be able to affect the narrative, in order to be able to bring change, where it matters from the inside. Number three, legislature, especially at the grassroots, as councillors, as lawmakers, state house of assemblies, right? We need to get into those places ASAP. Number four, business consortiums. Gone are the days where we're trying to build a business and we're saying, oh, I want to do this stuff, I want to do this stuff, I want to do this stuff. No, gone are those days. Right now, you know what you need to do? You need to find 10 to 15 people. You need to collaborate, build the business strongly, put together your ideas, put together funding, and build something that will stand the test of time. Even if you are building it to sell it at a particular time, that's fine. But the most important thing that you want to do is build a proper business. And right now, the way to go about it, especially if you're coming from the third world, is to form a consortium. Come together with a group of like-minded people and build that thing. You will multiply the effect and the power of that idea if you do that, if you build that way. Finally, there needs to be the rise of African multimillionaires between the ages of 20 and 40 over the next 10 years. Now, I estimate that we need to intentionally produce 200 million millionaires between now and 2030 to turn the tide of the global economy in favor of Africa. That's the only way to do it. We need to be able to raise 200 million millionaires, multimillionaires, in the next 10 years. So this is a big deal, right? Now, in closing, I'm going to leave you with this truth. Many people talk about a revolution, they talk about changing things, they talk about wealth transfer, they talk about changing the game as if it's something that happens by wishing and talking. No, the current acceleration of the digital economy will not benefit Africans unless we take to mass action, massive action. Filling all of those places, all of those sectors and careers that we say there's a problem, we need to enter into those places en masse, so that we're able to bring change from the inside. You can shout all you want in a protest, they fire tear gas at you or rubber bullets, or if the person is unfortunate, God forbid, they get shot for real. Listen, change is most effective from the inside. If you can get into the inside en masse, and that's what the Jews were able to do in America. Systematically, they entered the sectors. As of 2015, there were top 500 bankers in the US. Out of the top 500 bankers, 200 were Jews. Just think about that. I'm talking more than 1/3, almost half, about 46, 47%, about between 45, 46%. Can you beat that? What am I saying? 100, 200 out of 400. Yeah, about 40%. One race. That just humbles you. And they systematically planned their way to that place. And they're in every sector, from housing to entertainment, every sector. They're right there at the top of it. So that's how you go about it. Mass action, real action, not protests. Protests are good. By all means, if you want to protest legally. But getting into the system, playing the long game, that's what champions do. They play the long game. You didn't come to just overnight. No, every overnight success is a work that has taken years to perfect, right? It's a long game. It's playing the long game. It's what we need to do. And that's a culture that we don't have in Africa. We need to build that. People want instant gratification. That's the way of the sluggard. That's the way of the fool. That's the way of the poor man. Instant gratification. You've got to plan it out. You've got to plan it out. That big break only comes when you have put in the work consistently, learned the ropes. You have earned that place of authority. So I'm going to leave you with a thought. I'm going to get out of your face and I'll leave you with a thought. Get this. If something is bad, this is remarkable, you have to get this. If something is bad, enter and fix it. Make it good. If something is good, enter make it better. I'm going to say that again. If something is bad, enter, make it good. If something is better, if something is good, enter and make it better. One last time. If something is bad, enter, make it good. If something is good, enter, make it better. You're not going to get anything from talking, only by taking massive action. So that's all we have. That's all we can take for OpenProfit for tonight. Next week, I'll see you at episode 12. And I'll be talking about something even more interesting than what I talked about today. So share this video. It's going to be up on the OpenProfit channel on YouTube, and link, I'll post the video and everything on this group, and we can get to that and take some time to listen to it. Please bear with me. I don't think I'm very all put together in this video, because I had so much to do. No excuses, but I had to turn up, I had to put in the work, I had to turn up and get this done, regardless of extenuating circumstances. So thank you so much for joining this video. Thank you for joining this. It's now that it's over that I'm starting to enjoy myself. Why does that happen? Why does that happen? It's strange, it's funny. But anyways, that's all we can take for tonight. Thank you so much, Muluku Biola, for joining. Thank you, Emmanuel, for joining. Celebrate you. Have a wonderful night. Peace. Yeah. Yeah. What is this? What is this? What am I playing with?